Chris?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, very well, thank you, Chris.
We're undercover. I'm pretending to be the president of LifeRoot Naturals, our new supplement company. Dr. Dinesh Patel runs a testing lab called Atlas Bioscience.
These are gas chromatographic mass spectrometers.
He gives us a tour of his lab and tells us how some companies even post his lab's certifications online to show they're doing things right.
We have two products. One is the LifeRoot Naturals kelp powder. We have the other product, which is a weight loss supplement called Burn.
In effect, I'm hiring Dr. Patel to be part of my team to help make sure my supplements are safe.
Our suppliers have put these together for us. They have also given us, obviously, their certificate of analysis. But I want your people to make sure that, in fact,
Absolutely.
It is what it's supposed to be.
Correct.
The certificate I'm giving him has phony numbers, but I'm totally upfront about everything I want his lab to test for, including that arsenic.
We don't want to have problematic levels of heavy metals.
Correct. In fact, we'll be looking for lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury.
So will he find the poisons?
We'll actually get these logged in today, so we're looking at
Or just rubber stamp the phony lab report we gave him? Coming up.
These are all perfectly normal.
It's way off. He's about 1,000 times too low.
Doctor, there's something I need to tell you.
Okay.
And that is, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
And now we're about to find out if a lab will certify they're safe to sell even when they're not.
You got the samples.
That's all I need for now.
When the email arrives with his results, there are some big surprises.
I'd like to show you the results.
We take them back to the expert whose lab helped spike our samples with poisons. What about the arsenic we added to our kelp powder? Frank Jack says Dr. Patel missed it by a mile.
He's about 1,000 times too low.
1,000 times too low.
Yes, they didn't find it.
In fact, Dr. Patel missed all of our poisons. What's more, he certified some good ingredients that aren't really there.
Dr. Patel's lab essentially confirmed things that weren't there and did not recognize dangerous things that were there.
That's exactly right.
And it's beginning to look as if Dr. Patel virtually copied those phony reports we gave him. For example, arsenic. We spiked in 200 parts per million, but we wrote down 0.3. Dr. Patel's result? 0.26. Off just enough from our fake number to look like a real test.
So this number is almost identical to the number that we told him.
The phony number we submitted.
That's correct.
For this particular sample number 4.
Is it really possible that he could be so wildly wrong? Or could we somehow be misreading Dr. Patel's report? To make absolutely sure, I arrange another meeting. He still thinks I'm just a businessman, and he doesn't know we've brought along our hidden cameras.
Come on in.
First, I ask about our green powder, the one we spiked with arsenic and lead.
So this would be for the kelp extract powder, right?
But Dr. Patel assures me he didn't find anything unusual.
Absolutely. These are all perfectly normal.
And it's the same story with our Burn weight loss powder, the one we spiked with sibutramine and selenium.
So we're in good shape.
Absolutely.
Dr. Patel is saying our poisonous supplements are safe to sell.
Doctor, there's something I need to tell you.
Okay.
It's time to tell Dr. Patel I'm not the businessman he thinks I am.
And then as I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on how bad supplements can possibly end up in stores.
Okay.
And as we pull out our regular cameras, I ask whether he's even doing the lab tests.
So the question is, did you do the tests at all, or did you just come up with numbers that were close to the ones we wanted?
I understand what
You get what I'm saying? You know what a dry lab is,
Of course we do.
Is this a dry lab?
No, not at all. We reject products as well.
In this email, he blamed us for misleading him. When given misleading information regarding a sample's makeup, we would not be aware that the data being observed is being compromised due to matrix parameters we are not cognizant towards. Confused by that? So were we. So we met up with Dr. Patel one more time.
We came in here to test you.
Correct.
it appeared based on the first results, you failed the test.
And I agree.
So this is the HPLC.
Dr. Patel now admits he got the wrong results, but he gives scientific reasons for why the numbers could be off.
When we're looking at very small quantities, these values do deviate. They deviate hugely. What I'm trying to get to is that in the real world, a shady businessman is not trying to contaminate a product with arsenic, cadmium, and lead.
Either way, other labs didn't seem to miss what we'd planted.
Gas crema, 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 gas crema.
He gives us a two. 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 This is me. 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 He gives us a tour of his lab.
That in fact,
F study.
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 that in fact,
F study. It's F.
that in fact,
F study. It's F.
that in fact,
F study. It's F.
that in fact,
F study.
Come on in, 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 and always 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 come on in.
First, I ask about our green powder, the one we spiked with yelps, 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 with arsenic and shrunk, 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 with arsenic and shrunk.